How can our Father make us perfect in a world filled with so much imperfection? And how can we become Christ-like when so much darkness surrounds us? 1 Timothy 1:15. This is a faithful saying and worthy of acceptance, that Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners, of whom I am chief. Now follow the pattern of this chief, the path that he has led down, and it will take you to perfection. There is a pattern designed by Christ that leads to life everlasting, and he follows. Verse 16, I received mercy, that in me first Jesus might show forth all long-suffering, for a pattern to them that would from now on believe on him to life everlasting. This long-suffering, it is to forbear, to be patient. Patience is a pattern you follow. It is a type of temperance. It is self-control. Why does this become a pattern to everlasting life? Because the many powers given by God to his children are capable of abuse. The right use of his power demands controlling your power of your will to be under the operation of the Spirit of God. Man's response must be self-control. This can only follow after knowledge that is learned, and it is required to be put into practice. Jesus Christ came into the world to save sinners by a path. It is of patient practice. And one thing about chief sinners, they do require more practice. If we are about our Father's business, how's our practice running? You know, your powers are a gauge. What he has entrusted you with is evident of where you are walking. Does he give mysteries to those not capable of controlling the tongue? Does he empower those still under some form of bondage? Does he pour out onto those without the practice of restraint? How can we go about our Father's business when he still hasn't turned over to you the keys to his practice? What are we doing still here? Temperance is when strength occurs, only reached through a patient practice. Galatians 5:22. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, and faith. Do you see the pattern? Those that fall in love receive joy. Those that reach peace carry it through long-suffering. This brings the flesh under a gentle control. And this power and practice develops faith. The next verse continues the attributes that belong to your King. Verse 23, meekness and temperance, against such there is no law. No law of gravity, no law of physics, no restraints of this world can come up against this. Reach these Christ-like attributes, and the power of your Father will move through you. So what is meekness? It is the last that becomes first, the least that becomes great. The character of those my Father loves to lift. Christ identifies this with his own disposition, his likeness. Did you forget his first instructions to you that took you on this path? Matthew 11:29. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you will find rest in your soul. The path of perfection is learned, not given. People have mixed up this meekness with weakness. because they don't understand the power in it. Meekness is not a person's outward behavior. This only describes the appearance that many consider to be weak. Meekness develops inward. It is an exercise of grace in the soul. Your patience develops as you are put to the fire. This tempers the Spirit as we accept His dealings with us, without dispute or resistance. This produces meekness, which is the fruit of power. People believes a man appears meek because he cannot help himself. You know, the opposite is true. You need to understand this, because in this exists the power of God. Meek is the infinite resources of God. Meek does not serve self-interests, nor does it assert itself, because the meek is not occupied with self at all. You know, we're told in Matthew 11:29 that those that learn meekness find rest for their souls. It is peace of mind. It is found in the peace that you make with your Father. This is food that I provided to my family for years. I want to now provide it to you. I hope you'll share it with a friend. If you like it, I'll provide more. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.